Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us on 13 Now. My name is Tess Bentulin. It's just after 2 p.m. here on Tuesday, September 5th. I hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. We are starting off with some information that we have just learned that Carlos Corrales-Ramirez, arrested for murdering Jairo Hernandez Sanchez in Troy, was also wanted in connection with the stabbing in Maryland earlier this year. I'm going to bring in our Stella Porter here. And Stella, you've been working on this story all day. You found a GoFundMe. You also found some court documents, and just tell us more about the situation here.
Well, Tessa, there's a lot to break down here. First of all, let's start with the crime that happened on Saturday, where police claim that Carlos Corrales-Ramirez stabbed and killed Jairo Hernandez Sanchez. This happened in Troy near River and Dow Streets. And police were on scene there all day investigating that, and then arrested Corrales-Ramirez for second-degree murder on Sunday. I just got this court document that says that Hernandez Sanchez was stabbed with a large knife in the chest, torso, and arm area. Unfortunately, did not survive his injuries. And accused is Carlos Corrales-Ramirez. He's 20 years old, and Troy police say that he lived in Troy. When we dug into his background yesterday, we learned, and Troy police confirmed, that Corrales-Ramirez was in fact wanted for another daytime stabbing out of Maryland, in Laurel, Maryland. That's about halfway between DC and Baltimore. That stabbing happened in February. Corrales-Ramirez was then arrested at the Canadian border with New York in March by Border Patrol. What we're working on today is to learn what happened after that, from the time that he was in custody in March to now, when he was supposedly having a registered address in Troy, and was able to allegedly commit this crime. So that's the question I'm asking to Border Patrol, to Troy police, trying to learn some more information about how this happened.
Yeah. A lot of questions still to be answered there.
So many questions, Tessa, and we're still learning more about the victim here, Jairo Hernandez Sanchez. We found a GoFundMe page for him, just talking about the father of a 1-year-old girl who families say worked in a local restaurant, worked as a landscaper, just trying to provide for his family. He was 28 years old, a member of the local community, and now his family is fundraising to bring him back to where his parents live in Mexico to be able to honor him properly.
Yeah, and this GoFundMe that we have it up right now. You see a picture of Jairo, and from what you read on the GoFundMe, it's a very detailed description of who he was. You kind of get a picture and a feel for the kind of person that he was before he died.
And they say that he avoided conflict, he worked really hard, and just wanted to provide for his young family. So working to learn more about him, I reached out to his family to ask if they wanted to provide some more information or some more photos to us to share with everyone. So lots of questions remain tonight, though, Tessa. Still asking those, and we'll share more in our evening shows.
Yeah, perfect. Well, Stella, thank you so much. And you continue working on that, and you'll have an update for us starting live at 4 on News Channel 13.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Moving on now, even though we had that Labor Day is considered the unofficial start, or the unofficial end to summer. It's still really hot here. I'm going to bring in Paul Cayano. Paul, I actually was just coming back from vacation. Where I was, it was very cold. And then I get off the plane here and I'm wearing a sweater, a t-shirt under that, a raincoat. And I was like, I don't need any of this. And I look at the forecast for the next week and it's all super warm in the 90s. I mean, it still feels like summer.
Certainly does, Tessa. And some of the temperatures we're going to see and already are seeing today are more like midsummer values, July-like feel out there. And not only that, when you combine the heat with the humidity, it feels even hotter. So some late season heat, it happens this time of year. It's not out of the question, but certainly when we flip that calendar over, we expect a little bit cooler when the month at the top reads September. Check out what the headline is. It's the heat index, the combination of heat and humidity. Look at today, 94, 95 on Thursday, even Friday. When you combine the heat and humidity, it's going to feel like it's in the 90s. It looks like we're going to get a break over the weekend. Clouds and showers will be more likely, and that's going to knock the the temperature down a bit. But right now, certainly looks like midsummer out at the Capitol, 86 degrees on the CDPHP first warning cam. Some fair weather cumulus clouds out there, 88 officially in Albany. But look what happens when you factor in the humidity. It feels like 94 degrees. Also, Ballston Spa feels like temperature 94. North Adams 93, even Pittsfield 91. Schuylerville now up to 95 with the heat index. So again, you talk about what we normally see in the middle of summer, the hottest temperatures. That's what it feels like outside today. It's dry. On the first warning live Doppler radar, you can see that we have a high pressure center in control. Clouds moving to the south off the eastern seaboard, to the north, way up into Canada. That high will dominate the weather picture for the next several days, keeping it hot and dry before the next front arrives with some showers, not until late in the day on Thursday. So the hour-by-hour forecast takes us up to that 90-degree mark. Remember, though, all afternoon and into the evening, it will feel hotter with the humidity. Not a shower to be found here on the hour-by-hour forecast today, tonight, through the day tomorrow. On Thursday, we'll track the next front, but the high pressure is so strong, it's probably going to take all day and into the evening, and that's when you start to see some of these showers or thunderstorms show up here late on Thursday or even Thursday night. So Tessa, it looks like we'll contend with this heat wave. Is 3 days in a row of 90. Certainly can establish that if we can get there today, tomorrow, and Thursday. If not, maybe even Friday, we'll throw that in there. Could be the longest stretch of this hot weather that we've seen all summer, and here it is coming in September.
Yeah. How ironic is that? And I know there's a lot of people that have been really waiting for fall. We've got those leaf peepers hopefully coming soon. I know it may be too early, but do you know when the temperatures could possibly drop?
I think we're looking at back to normal over the weekend and maybe even cooler than normal for a chunk of next week. So we will get through this week. I know a lot of kids going back to school this week, so it's going to feel more like summer. You come home from school, you take a dip in the pool perhaps to cool off a bit, but it's not going to last long once we get to the weekend.
All right, Paul, thank you so much. And we'll have more on your forecast starting live at 4.
See you then.
And then the last story I want to get to today is about the Saratoga Racecourse. Despite the 14 deaths that we had at the track this season, NYRA is saying it's been a very successful season at the track. The track generated nearly $800 million in betting. That's what NYRA said. That's the third largest in Saratoga's history, the third largest. Paid attendance surpassed 1.1 million people for the first time since 2018, so since before the pandemic started. PETA had called on NYRA to close the track at least twice during the summer meet to investigate the deaths of those horses, but that never happened. And both times that that PETA called on NYRA to close the track, we spoke to NYRA and they told us that they have the utmost best care and veterinarians on basically at the track to care for these horses. And the final day of the meet at Saratoga Racecourse was on Labor Day, just this Monday. So that does it for us on 13 Now. It is 2:12 p.m. here on Tuesday, September 5th. You guys are all getting back to work now after a long weekend, and we hope that you join us on News Channel 13 starting live at 4 to get the latest news updates. Have a great day, everyone.